Make sure you save your file. Go to File, Save Scene As. It should go right into the correct folder. Make sure you put your name on it, like, you know, my name would be Stylesdean Axe or Stylesdean Midterm for the assignment. So we'll just zoom out and then we'll zoom in. See how that's a lot faster than what we did before. So this is a pretty interesting shape for the axe. We're going to start with a cube to get this shape. So we'll go to Cube, move it up. And I'm going to come over here to the inputs and I'll just change the height. So click on there and then middle click and drag. And then you have that there like that. So this will be a 0.6 maybe? 0.6? It's a little bit too tall, maybe a 0.55. Okay, 0.55. And I think that's going to be good for everything except, of course, the depth, which is enormous. So the depth will change to 0.1 maybe or something. Yeah, that's a lot better. That might still be too thick. It looks like it's a pretty thin axe head, but I think it'll be good for us for a little bit of a stylization on the axe head. You come back here. And then we do want to have divisions. So I'm going to add divisions on the width. We'll add in 3. Just type in 3. It'll give us 2 there. And then we can take these vertices here and we can sort of, for example, push them up. We can start to push this up here. So it kind of rounds through that. This when if we push this down, you see we're going to start running into a problem. We'll have to push this one over. And we can keep pushing this down, and then we'll have to actually add in an edge loop. That's okay though. Grab these here. I can scale these, kind of make them wider. Push them down, and then scale them again, make them a little bit wider. And then we can go to Face. I'm going to click here and then hold Control and deselect the faces here so I can extrude these out on the end. And then we'll pull this down. Okay, cool. And then we'll add on some edge loops. Why not? We'll add one here. This one will scale it so it matches the shape. We'll add one over here. Y is the hotkey to get back to that right now because it's still active in my toolbox. Then we can pull this down and we'll get that shape there. So there you go. If we press 3, does this match? Pretty close. I think we need one in here. Is that? Yeah, that's. It like collapses there. We don't want that. A lot of times, what we'll do is we'll extrude this stuff because it's just such a huge change in the angle. Because we could pull these down, but as you can see, it's starting to get kind of crazy. We'll have to put in a vertex and then start to pull this down. And as you can see, it's going to be a lot of extra edges in there that we're not necessarily going to want. So a lot of times we'll just extrude this just to make it easier for us. So go to Face, deselect these, and then we'll extrude this down here. So as you can see, it's not going to be the right angle, so we can just extrude it more. Rotate that over. I'll scale this. And then I'll extrude it and scale it. And then I'll extrude it and scale it. Okay. And we'll need to have an edge loop down the middle here. I'm going to pull that out. And push that in there like that. Cool. Alright, so let's press 3 and see kind of what we're getting here. It's not bad. Maybe adjust some of these a little bit to get it to be a little bit better. These here are too low, all of them, so we'll pull them up. I'm going to get rid of the faces on the end here. We're never going to see these two faces on the very end. Just delete them. See, and that straightens that out. And then we can take this. Oops, nope. Take this and we can push it, and we can get an easier time making this axe now match up with what we see in the image because we don't have as much floating out there. That's not going to work with us. And then we want to take these and move them over so we match the curve here. We're going to get to the edge of the axe head, don't worry. And then everything will be great. So we do that. Alright, cool. So then in here, press 1. We'll take these faces here. hold shift, double click. So we have them all selected, and then we can extrude this out, and it'll make the edge of that blade. Scale it. Taller. Vertex. Move this one up here a little bit. Okay. Select all the vertices here. Scale them narrower. Add an edge loop to sharpen that up. Go to Object, press 3. You're starting to see we're getting that shape in there. As you can see, looks pretty good. Let's add one along here, an edge loop, right here. If you press 3 now, that'll hold that shape better. See how that holds that shape along the bottom there? Much better. And then this here, we can maybe pull this down. Maybe I'll have to overlap this one here more than anything. I don't know. We'll don't worry, we'll figure that out. It's not that difficult. Get these to match up out here. Actually, we probably shouldn't be doing it this way because we're gonna actually let me undo that real quick. Just a few moves there. Okay. So what I want to do is come over to here. Let's go to object mode. We'll double click this. I'm going to type in 1. This is the insert edge loop tool. Go to multiple edge loops, type in 1, and then just click here so you get an edge down the middle, and then reset this. Reset the tool and close it. And then what I would want to do is pull that edge out. So if I press 3 here, you can see that this 3Q. There you go, Q. You see this that changed how that works. So if we go to edge here, double click this edge, press W, hold shift and control to slide it back. Oh, we didn't go all the way through. Shift double click, get both of the sides there. Hold shift and control and we can slide it back a little bit. And then you can take this edge here, which goes over the whole thing unfortunately, but that's kind of where it's at. Let's go to vertex. And we can pull these out so they match up with the very edge of the blade. And then we can start pulling these things down here and getting them to match better. Told you we'd figure it out. Look at that. If we sharpen that, then we can go ahead and add in the sharpness here on this end of the blade by adding in an edge loop along there. I just sharpen that up. And that'll be easier to get this point down here too, but we don't need to get that one, we already got it. The axe head is not as rigid as I would want it to be back here. It's pretty, you know, squared off, and mine is not squared off. That is a problem. We can resolve that by doing this, but that might cause other problems. So if we add an edge loop in there, we got to check here to see how that changed this here. So you see that's pretty square now across there. It's not going to be square on the bottom. And if you want to get that, we'll have to add in one here. And I'll show you what the problem is when we do that. And then we press 3. Come on, press Q. There you go. So you see this is a lot squarer there, and we can actually take this. Let's go into here and we'll do it here. I'm just going to grab these vertices because that'll be overall the easier way of dealing with it. Set to line up there. There we go. Let's get all this stuff to line up. And then this doesn't look too bad over here. It is a bit distorted. See how it distorted that a little bit there? So that's what the issue is with this. And how we would fix that is we come into here, hold shift and control will slide this up, and hopefully that will take that out. And if not, we can slide it more. We can slide these down, etc., etc. Whatever we got to do to kind of get that to be there. The only thing I'm really kind of not happy with is the rigidness of this transition to the edge. We could fix that if we add on another edge loop here, but that might be not worth it. I think it'll be okay. See how that's much more noticeable now? That ridge where the edge is. I think this is, the axe is more curved than I have. Yeah, it's more curved than I have mine here. Let's go ahead and try to curve this a little bit better. This one here. There's the cool axe. I think we did it. Check the top. The top is not quite looking. Ah, here we go. Not looking as rounded as I want it to look. More graceful. All right. I think we're good. I think we got ourselves a cool little axe. Look at that. Imagine having one of those hanging on your wall. Scare anybody who tries to break into your place. Think twice. Anyway, so that's it. That's the end of the midterm. Go ahead and save that out. So we'll go to save scene as. I'm just going to put a 3 on mine. And you'll want to, of course, make sure your name is on it. And then upload it to LMS.